Greetings, Guardians! Once again, it is Castle Grayskull 0420 coming to you with a stop everything you're doing, a prevalent, informal video. Okay, you know what it is. It's about those games that we love to play, those types of games that I need more of in my life. And I am talking about those phenomenal free-to-play, to-earn games brought to you and me, bestowed upon us. The salvation is here by Roboto Games, who I do not work for, nor am I affiliated with in any shape, form, or fashion. I just want to get that off my chest. And Guardians, if I was, without skipping a beat, I would let you know how much I would be getting paid by Roboto Games if that was the case. But it isn't today. So let us get ready to talk about the phenomenal game of Might and Monsters, the direct sequel to the OG. The phenomenal game that Roboto Games made, Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. Pleiade Battle Maids, ladies, thank you so very much. I have nothing but love for each and every one of you. All 7 for the true nerd fans of Overlord, which I just got finished watching Chapter 4 of Season 4 of Overlord. Oh my gosh, Guardians. Alright, I'm not going to get on my nerd soapbox of the anime. We'll put a pin in that. But Pleiade Battle Maids, I'm going to get ready to take it from here. Nothing but love for all 7 of you. Let's jump in to the video. So, Guardians, I am here. Once again, I have made new friends. And it's always good to make friends. And sharing is caring. Because these veteran players of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, has come into the stream while we were playing the original OG. And once again, they have proven and they fit the mold of the types of gamers that are bred and fester in the gaming community, brought to us by Roboto Games and their humanistic and loving and caring developers who want to hear from you and me. They want to hear from us. They bestowed this great, phenomenal game to us, the masses. Take advantage, man. Take advantage. So without getting too wrapped up into my nerd tangent, I have a brand new friend that has added me in Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. Player tag is none0420. They had no idea, both of them. NateSlayz, who I want to give a shout out to. And then I'll have to ask about the other player if they're cool with me giving them a shout out. I'm pretty sure they're fine with it. We'll find out. But I met 2 new friends. They added me in. We did some team ups. And they had no idea about this great, phenomenal sequel. So I was doing a quick rundown, talking about the Zoolander aspect of how you can get fashionable. We're about to get in some gameplay, and we'll do that while I answer this question that was presented by NateSlayz. So, as I was comparing Might and Monsters, this sequel right here that we're taking a look at, to the original OG, I said, from my perspective, since I was playing this game for almost 3 months, and then the original OG, Last Mage Standing, for only 29 days. Today would be my 29th day playing that game. Me playing the sequel or having exposure to the sequel first, that was like playing Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, and then finding out that A Link to the Past on the Super NES existed, and a bunch of people had been playing it for the longest time. And I felt late to the party. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Or better yet, that's like playing, Breath of Fire 3 on the PlayStation, and then finding out years later that Breath of Fire 2 and Breath of Fire 1 existed on the Super NES, and I could have been playing that. So NateSlayz was asking, as I was explaining the concept of how this is a direct sequel. I'm right now playing with Pyro. If you are a veteran player of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, you know Pyro is a medium-range attacker. You can see his attack radius right now while I'm in the water elemental region. I have 3 cards that have been dealt to me. A damage card, a critical increase card, and there's the card that I wanted to activate and play. My range card. Now look how Pyro is no longer a medium range attacker, but now has increased his range where he can be a little bit more deadly. Now, you can stack your equipment deck cards. That Guardian got greedy. They went in to try to go get those elemental crystals, just like that Guardian right there is trying to do. I'm going to swoop around, come in, and loop in. I am doing good right now. So, NateSlayz, I hope you can see, and this is answering your question, and I'll give you a definitive. There are some similarities, and there are some augmentations. There are some adjustments. As far as the concept of your Guardians, let's just talk about the big three. The big three that came out in Last Mage Standing, or Arx Arcana, the original, when it started that, Boris, Pyro, and Kadira. Once again, I just increased Pyro's range. Look, Pyro is now becoming the ultimate sniper. I can keep him so far out of danger, and he can attack See, look at that. Pyro's attack range is normally medium range, okay? But as you can see here, the customization, the stuff that and I can increase his range again if I get some more water elemental crystals. I don't think I have enough time, Guardians, to show you, but as you can see there at the bottom, the RNG of your cards that are dealt to you, Pyro's range is covering 3 elemental regions right there. So NateSlayz T was asking, do they work the same or just maybe look the same? So he's trying to figure out if the Guardians, how do they correlate over? So let's take a closer look at what is actually going on, and we'll see some tweaking action that's going there. And then NateSlayz also followed up and said, oh yeah, I mean, do the characters follow the similar design to their Last Mage counterpart, or is it more than that? Do they attack similar? That is a phenomenal, great question that anyone would want to know about, especially if you're a veteran player of a phenomenal free-to-play-to-earn game that you had no idea had a new direct sequel that exists. So if we look at Pyro here, his range is still medium. Let's take a look at Boris, who definitely has some upgrades here, okay? Boris is still a tank. His attack range is short, okay? Now, if you're a true avid player or a fan, a veteran Guardian of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, I'm going to select Boris so we can see him large and in charge. The developers, the humanistic developers that Roboto Games has hired. Yes, Roboto Games is a business. Their bottom line is to make money, but they've gone a little bit different about getting their money. They're not sucking the life force drive from your bank accounts or your wallets. Their winning formula is free to play to earn, with the catalyst being play. You have to play the games to earn. If you're a true avid veteran player of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, you know that the developers have put blood, sweat, and tears into that phenomenal original game. There's lore, there's backstory about the Guardians. If you know about Boris, and you can even read his bio in Last Mage Standing, they tell you some insight. They say Boris uses his great-great-great-grandfather's battle axe. Boris has now put up his great-great-grandfather's battle axe. I think I left out a great. And he now is wielding a short sword. Boris has also got a haircut. What happened to those long, flowing golden locks that he used to have that came out underneath this helmet? So, it mentioned that he had his great-grandfather's battle axe. It also mentioned that when he wasn't crushing skulls, he likes baking. Who knew that Boris had culinary expertise? So, NateSlayz is following up in the stream chat. He said, so their main attack is the same, but not the abilities. NateSlayz, I appreciate you asking these prevalent inquiries, okay? So, let's take a look and answer definitively what NateSlayz is asking about the comparison of the original and now this sequel. So understand, in a video game series, when they move to a new platform, and that's why I like using The Legend of Zelda, because it's a great mainstream video game series that most people should understand and grasp the concept of. When it jumped from the Super NES to the 64, right? Let's just keep it simple. Like, let's keep it a straight linear as far as storyline path. When Ocarina of Time came out, The presentation was 3D modeling. Yeah, the premise, the plot was still there. You understood it was Link and Zelda, but they took some new liberties, adding and throwing in some new things. This is what's going on here in this game. You clearly see, now would you really, now be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, first of all, as a gamer. Would you have really been fine with a carbon copy cookie cutout, direct, exact clone of Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, or would you, or are you more excited to see some of the same premises that of what you love, but then see it go in a new direction? There's so much raw hidden potential. The trajectory path of this game is just astronomical. So NateSlayz says, so their main attack is the same, but not their abilities. So their main attack is going to stay true to who they are. Pyro, the fire wizard, his medium range attack. Kadira, the archer, she's going to have a longer attack range because she's using a bow and arrow. But let me go back and let's take a look at Boris. I'm going to use Pyro. So NateSlayz, as I mentioned, gone are ability cards. You remember how in Last Mage Standing, you had a gang of ability cards, whether they be summons, they be traps, they be projectiles, they be buffs, right? Any guardian could use any of the abilities. Any guardian could use any ability, right? It wasn't specific for just that for that particular guardian. What they have now implemented, what you want to think of, is that the ability cards have now turned into equipment deck cards. And there are certain equipment deck cards that are only Guardian specific. So let's take a look at Kadira. And this goes back to the permanent cards that I was mentioning. Kadira is an archer. One of her permanent cards that you will not find for any other Guardian is this card a nature card right here called Ricochets. This allows her to attack more than one monster that's in her attack radius, okay? Pyro's not going to have that. Boris is not going to have that because they're not archers. Just like Kadira and Boris are not going to have the blast area splash damage cards. They're not going to benefit from that. As you can see here, Pyro has this card that he can equip that gives him drain life. Now, a veteran player, one thing that they pointed out when I first showed this to them, I'm trying to recall who it was. They're eluding me right now. But when they were looking at the Guardian list, the first gripe or complaint that they had, they said, well, I'm upset because I don't see Grim. I don't see the Guardian Grim on the list. But I pointed out to them, I was like, hey, this is a great opportunity for you to write to the developers. Let them know, like, hey, I'm a veteran player of your original game. I love it. When are you going to release Grim in this phenomenal sequel? They will get back to you. But one thing that I tried to show them that sort of, I hope, appeased them or assuaged them in a way, I said, well, look at this card that I have unlocked for Pyro. It's called Drain Life. And we know one of Grim's abilities when he attacks is that he leeches life. He drains life off of things that he attacks. And here's another thing that can kind of, where is it at? It's somewhere. Boris has a card that if he gets unlocked, I don't know where it is. There it is, right here. In his accessory, I have to get it unlocked. Boris has a drain life card that he can, there is so much customization. So just like with your ability cards, instead of you being limited to only selecting 3 to play with your Guardian, and you know you could drop them at any time and rotate them, right, NateSlayz? They've done something better. They've replaced just the limited ability cards, and now they've given you the complete customization and gameplay customization of your Guardian by having equipment deck cards that you can augment and change. So here's a great example. Accessory for Pyro. I could have had the shiny belt on Pyro, and when I got dealt the shiny belt card, it would give me a stun effect increase on the monsters that I attack. But once I unlock this card right here, the Belt of Reach, and I equip this on Pyro, and I'm going to keep it on Pyro, this range right here of medium, this goes out the window. So you see how you can break And it's not that you're breaking, the developers knew what they were doing. I'm not doing it, I'm not cheating or breaking the game, but you clearly see how Pyro can become more deadly than Kadero, who has the longest attack radius. You can stack your equipment deck cards. You saw how when I kept getting the range card, I kept playing it. So if you have the elemental crystals for the cards, you can play them. Okay, so I hope that kind of gave you some insight, NateSlayz, to your question. As you can see there, well, it looked like some timers rolled over. Let's get back into one more game before I wrap up this educational video. We'll give NateSlayz a chance to present an inquiry if they have one or not, and then I hope Player Dragon and NateSlayz, they're scraping, their mental brain matter off their ceilings and walls because they didn't know that this game existed. I did achieve the goal of having NateSlayz say that, hey, he's a mobile player, which is fine. This is great. If this game, which I feel will come to the mobile platform just like they did with the original, when that happens, we know we got another Guardian that's going to come in and play and have it on the fun. Whoa, I almost bit it there, Guardians. Oh my gosh. But my mission of my channel is to get as many eyeballs on this phenomenal free-to-play to earn game. And I've gotten the interest of 2 more individuals. That's 4 more eyeballs that have now seen this phenomenal game that didn't know it existed, that are veteran players of the OG, that will now, on their own accord, because they're not just going to take my word for it. I know they're seeing some of the action. I know it's so enticing, and my very first stream was for this game. That's the reason why I started streaming. And the very first person that came into my first stream, I'll never forget them because they got hooked on watching me play the game. I had already gotten to the point of disciplining myself to not spending all my battle keys so I could get rewards, and they're like, no, you got like 50 more keys, go ahead, keep playing. So the next day when I started streaming again, they came in and they were like, yeah, Castle Grayskull, what's going on? It's like, I haven't been to sleep yet. I've been up all night slaying it on Might and Monsters. My sides had never hurt so much before in my life. I told him, I said, I know you have no more keys anymore. But that lets you know, and look, right there again, I got to stack my card, and Pyro's range has increased. So Pyro, after the second range increase, after the first range increase, Pyro's attack radius of medium no longer applied. Now, you also, besides just increasing his range, you also want to make sure that, you're increasing the attack power and stuff, because there's no point of attacking something long range and you're not doing any damage on it. You're just sitting there chipping away like ever so slowly. So I'm trying to take out some quest monsters. As you can see there, I need to play smart because there's only 20 seconds left and I do not want to fall to the hands of any monsters, but I do want to make sure that no one comes back and just takes the win from behind, because that can happen. So NateSlayz, I hope that gives you some good insight. I hope I gave you some clear definitives and also showed you within gameplay how I was stacking my cards. So their main attack is the same, but no, there aren't any abilities. You got now equipment deck cards. Check out these phenomenal games for yourself. This is the sequel, Might and Monsters, the direct sequel to the phenomenal original Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana. You can meet cordial, friendly, veteran guardians just like NateSlayz, just like Player Dragon, just like all the other ones that I've given shout outs to in my educational videos and that you've had me reference and you've seen you've seen me do team ups with before. Like LeVar Burton would say at the end of every single reading, Rainbow, please do not take my word for it. You need to check this game out for yourself. My player tag in this is none. My player tag in Last Mage Standing, a.k.a. Arx Arcana, is none 0420. Corresponds with the channel name, Castle Grayskull 0420. I appreciate you checking out this educational video. You too can present me inquiries that I'll answer. Plenty battle mates. Ladies, get out here, please, and do that voodoo that you do the best. Check out the official Discord of Roboto Games, where you can meet all the veteran players and even ask questions to the developers. Or you can check out my Discord channel that I'm trying to correlate along with the official Discord channel of Roboto Games. Man, that was a mouthful. More importantly, leave a like and a comment for the game first and foremost, because remember, Guardians, this is not about me. It's about these phenomenal, free to play, to earn fun. All caps with the dots in between type of fun, you know, that Roboto Games has brought the salvation, and I'm here to share it. I am on a mission from God like the Blues Brothers. Shame on you if you're not sharing this with someone. You're worse than Smeagol turning into Gollum and hoarding his precious. I hope to see you in a live stream. You can ask questions too, and I'll answer. If you can send me an invite, we'll do a team up. Until then, Guardians, I hope you be easy. Make a player profile. Check out the games. Are you scared? Do believe, Guardians, if I see you on the battlefield, I will smite you. Until then, Guardians, you be easy. Plenty battle maids, you ladies have the floor.